What's up, ladies? It's your boy, Doc Reid. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of something, whatever this is. All right, let's get this out of the way. Okay, for those of you that are new, many of you are, make sure that you get this book, a wonderful resource, The Forbidden Secrets of the Goodie Box, which your father didn't tell you and your mother didn't know. As I say out here every week, it would definitely bless you. If you're going through some challenges right now in your relationship, I guarantee you, okay, at least one or two or three nuggets in here that's going to help you. All right. The way you get that is you go to my website, ChristopherReid.org, and you download the free PDF or the Kindle version. Now that we've got that out of the way, we can get to the real business at hand. This topic of don't let his hurt become your pain. Diamonds. Okay. And a lot of you have been very susceptible to this. A lot of you are very susceptible to this. Taking on much more than you should. And ladies, you are definitely the salt of the earth. You're definitely amazing. You're definitely all of that. But at the same time, these amazing qualities can kind of come back and hurt you. These assets can be liabilities at times. And how was that the case, Doc? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's just say that the way God has wired you as women, so awesome, so amazing that you are, because you're definitely amazing, well, first of all, let's just start here. Okay, you're nurturing. Okay, you're nurturing. Now, God gave you this nurturing, okay, ability because there were going to be some kids involved. And you know how, y'all can tend to kids. Not, we as men, we're not sensitive to that. We don't know what's going to have the time. We're like a deer in headlights, all right? But this nurturing nature, okay, that you have for your family. Now, when you in a relationship with a guy, okay, and he's going through something, guess what you automatically you're going to want to do? You're going to want to jump in there and you're going to want to help out. And you're going to want to put this nurturing nature, okay, on this situation because that's who you are and that's what you do. But is this a situation where you should be doing that? All right. If it's the case that you've made his hurt your pain and now it's off of him and it's on you, probably not. Okay. But we have to know how to discern whether or not it's a situation that you should do that. Another thing is a lot of you are just givers. I mean, y'all give. I mean, you will give until there's nothing else to give. And you feel like, hey, listen, it's for a good cause. I believe in him. He's with me. I'm with him. Okay. Yeah, that might be the case. But sometimes when you give above and beyond measure, okay, it does not fare well, okay, because sometimes you can give in a situation that never was yours to give. In other words, you have to let people just work their own situations out. You have to let them, bear their own burdens, all right, because that's what's going to help them. That's going to be necessary for their healing, all right, and you're very caring. Okay, women, you're just very caring by nature. But there again, if you apply this to a situation that you shouldn't apply this to, helping this guy out, taking on his junk, okay, and when it's not yours, all right, that's going to cause some problems for you. That's going to cause some stress and some anxiety for you. He going to be gone. He going to be doing his thing. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, baby. I feel so good, because you've taken it on for me. Okay, go and be blessed. All right, amen. All right, and now it's your issue. So what's the scenario here? Okay, so you meet a guy. So you've been dating this guy for a little while. Things are good. Okay. I don't know. Some of you may be married. It may be applicable. But I'm not talking about a guy who's just a flat out jerk. I'm not even talking about that. Okay. I'm talking about the guy, though, that he has some issues. Okay. And it gets to a situation. All right. Because there's always a situation that all of a sudden you experience a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of flip. I mean, it was almost like somebody flipped a switch. Okay. And you're like, I don't know this person. This dude, I don't know, because that's not the cat I've been talking to for the last 2 months or the last 3 months. And what happens is there are triggers. Something triggered this, okay? But you don't know. You met him. You didn't know there was a trigger, okay? What are triggers? For those of you who don't know, okay, from a psychological standpoint, whenever you have a trigger, that is something Just like any other trigger for a gun, okay? Well, the trigger causes something else to happen. So in this instance, emotionally, there's something that he's exposed to that reminds him or puts him back into a place, okay, that activates this response that you begin to experience. And it's not nice. You don't like it. It's very ugly, okay? Say, for example, he's in a situation that he feels disrespected, all right? Say that the two of you are having a conversation, and this conversation turns into a disagreement. And this disagreement turns into an argument. Okay. Now, he may feel like you say something and you say it to him in such a way that makes him feel disrespected. Now, that triggers something that happened to him when he was a child, when he was growing up. Okay. Maybe he had his abusive father, abusive mother that would talk to him and deal with him in such a way that made him feel so disrespected, so low. But at that time, he couldn't do anything about it. He would hate it, okay? And maybe he would go off to his room and yell in my pillow or something like that. But, and in many more scenarios, okay, that can play into this. But whatever it is, you hit that. And now, all of a sudden, he goes off. I mean, and it almost feels like he starts talking, he's talking to you, but it's almost like he's having a conversation with somebody else that ain't you. And you like, because where he goes doesn't match the conversation y'all were having. Maybe y'all was having a disagreement, but yeah, hey, you ain't go, and I'm tired of you. You always, and you like, you know, you may be, hey, you need to. And you're like, who is this? Okay. Another possible trigger could be whenever he feels very overwhelmed. Okay. Whenever the cares of life are piling up on him and he's getting stressed out and he can't handle it. Like work has got him jacked up. You know, it could be some family drama, some baby mama, whatever, but it's all coming down, you know, all at once. And maybe he's a volcano. Maybe he's this guy that internalizes everything. When all this is popping off, he's not really responding to it. Now, he's responding internally. If you could like turn him inside out, you can see he's absolutely losing it. All right. But on the outside, he's trying to keep it together. But something happens. One more thing happens. It falls. That feather falls on that 20 tons. Okay. And then that's the trigger. And next thing you know, when you know what happens when a volcano goes off, you know what happens? It blows, it destroys the village and all the villagers, okay? This blows up on you. Okay, you don't even have to be having an argument. It doesn't have to be anything. There could just be something that triggered it. But at the same time, you may be the one that he takes it out on. Okay, he goes off and yelling and whatever. And you're like, wait a minute, what is this? He's not acting like himself. He never does this. Okay. And I'm just letting you know, because for many of you, you may be puzzled. You know, how could this guy who normally seems to be so compassionate and he's so gentle, and now all of a sudden he's acting like a madman? Or whenever he feels attacked, you know, if he feels like somehow he's being confined, and he feels like he's being suffocated. Maybe there again, going back to childhood, something happened, something real crazy, something real ugly, maybe, you know, very abusive, you know, drunk dad, whatever. Okay. And he knew it was almost like a wartime situation, you know, in his household, because it could get very volatile at any moment. Okay. Dad comes home drunk and it's about to be on and popping. I got to be aware. I got to know what it is. He starts beating up on mom, and, you know, then he knocks me around a little bit. I never know what's, you know, and it's always that fear of, and so it says when I became a man, I said, nobody's going to ever treat me like that. I'm not going to be in that situation again, because I hate that powerless feeling. I hate it. Okay. And so if that's his deal, you know, say that y'all having a disagreement, and say that, you know, it gets a little hot, maybe, and maybe he feels like you're talking over him. You won't let him talk. Oh, trigger, boom. You know, and he goes into his whole, you know, David Banner, Incredible Hulk thing, and then he changes on you. And you can see, I mean, if you ever seen this, if you ever been exposed to this, you can see it when it's happening. Okay, like I said, it feels like it's a totally different person, but you might not have known that there were these triggers. Now, let's talk about the transference that happens, meaning making his hurt your pain. So essentially, oftentimes what may happen is a guy may want to make it your fault. Okay, so he may want to blame you. And it has nothing to do with you. Okay, now y'all may have been having a situation or a conversation, but what he's actually responding to, the pain, the hurt that he's responding to, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay, this is some stuff that happened, some baggage, okay, that he brought into the situation. But at the same time, okay, not your fault, but you're more inclined to buy into it being your fault because being nurturing, because you're being giving, because you're being caring. All right. And you know, your philosophy, you know, you're trying to be a good Christian. You're like, we're supposed to bear you one another's burdens. Okay. But Jesus also said, let the dead bury the dead. I remember that. I heard that scripture too. Maybe that's one I remember more than anything. Maybe I'm carnal, but he said, brush the dust off your feet and just keep it moving. So there's some other good scriptures in there too. And I'm not saying we shouldn't help people, but what I am saying is we have to have the wisdom to discern when this is a situation that I can really help on and when it's not. Okay. And a lot of times, ladies, when you got a guy that's dealing with this, it's like a guy that has PTSD coming back from the military. What are you going to do? I mean, seriously, he needs some professional help that lets him know when he hears triggers, loud noises, or, you know, just different situations going on that puts him back in that wartime scenario. He needs somebody to help him process that. This is really no different. But if you take on that responsibility, which is not yours to take on, you're going to get yourself into a world of hurt, and it's not going to yield the fruit that you're looking for to yield. Another thing is, okay, so if you buy into the fact that it's your fault, now I'm going to punish you. Okay, because where the hurt originally occurred, I can't take it out on them. They may be dead, they may be long gone, but because emotionally I'm in that moment, I'm back there when it happened. That's how I feel. So now I have to punish you because back then I felt powerless. But now I'm a man and I can do something about it. Okay, so I'm going to punish you for that. And how do I punish you? Yeah, it could come out just a verbal onslaught, attack, on you. Okay, because like I said, I'm having the flashbacks. It's my dad who used to treat me like less than a human and lock me up and do horrible things to me, whatever the flashback is, or mom or uncle or whoever, okay, played that part in my life. I'm right there, so I'm going in on you, or it could be physical. God forbid it really gets physical, because now I really feel like there's some type of imminent threat that I'm dealing with. Now, typically what happens is, a guy after that pops off, you say, baby, listen, I didn't mean none of that. I get all in my head. I don't know, but I'm sorry. I never hurt you. Well, you kind of did. You kind of hurt me. You know what I mean? But he's saying it from a standpoint of when it happened in that trigger, he felt like another person. He just snapped. Okay. And then just like a tornado that passes through, a city and levels all the houses, it's like everybody comes out after it's done. It's like, oh my God, what just happened? You know what I mean? That's kind of how he feels, like the Incredible Hulk. It's like you wake up somewhere in the alley half naked, like, did I do this? I didn't. Yeah, you did it, bro. You did it. Okay. And keep this in mind. Was it hurt denied will find a way to thrive. So if you don't heal, this is for anyone, if you don't deal with the thing that is hurting you, that is haunting you, it's going to find a way to thrive. It's going to find areas of your life to really sabotage it. So like I said, for those of you who may be dealing with a guy like this or have dealt with a guy like this, it cost him what? You. Okay. If this was what ran you off, you're like, I'm not about to subject myself to that. Okay. God forbid if you have been that person that was just triggered. and you the angry black woman, or you the angry white woman, you just an angry. How come we don't have that slogan? We got angry black woman, but we don't have angry white woman. Or you an angry Hispanic woman. I don't know. It's just maybe don't have the same ring. I don't know. I get these things. I think about them. But don't pay me no mind. Angry Asian woman. No, I'm sorry. Okay, so so sometimes the way he may try to punish you is he may shut down on you. He may just go silent, nothing. Okay, you're not getting anything out of me. I am withholding myself from you. That is your punishment. Take that. Deal with that. Okay. My trigger has been pulled. It's your fault. All right. So y'all, I would imagine y'all hate when we shut down on you. Okay, because now you don't know. We're not giving you anything to go off of. Okay, and that is really cruel, and that is really unusual, because y'all always want to know what are we thinking, because your actions they're crazy right now. We were everything was going okay. What's the problem? Okay, but if you are under that mindset where you will let him make it your fault, you will allow him to punish you. Some of you would just, my doormat sisters, I try, to do well, and or I'm just gonna take that because I know he's got a lot on him. He's got so much on him, and he try to deal with so much. So I don't bother him. I just let him, And there's a place for men going in a cave and whatnot, but just him trying to punish you just because he says you did something to him, but he's really responding to something that happened like forever ago. And the other thing is, all right. Once you say, okay, it's your fault, or he tries to make it your fault and punishes you, then that's when you really own it. You allow that transference to actually happen. So imagine that somebody has a backpack on full of bricks, okay, weighing them down. They can barely, I like doing imitations. And then you say, oh, and he tries to give it to you because this is so heavy, and you take it on, and you oh my God. But instead of letting it go, you carry it, breaking your beautiful, amazing, wonderful, sensitive, feminine back. You're going to have all kind of back problems. Okay. And like I said, I bear you one another's burdens, but yeah, not that one. Okay. Because I didn't have nothing to do with this. All right. And this ain't the way we're going to solve it. It's like eating somebody's meal for them, okay? They can't eat all of theirs, I'm going to help you. So I'm going to be so stuffed and full, and I'm going to eat mine, and I'm going to eat yours. So you're trying to take responsibility for somebody else's thing, or somebody else's pain. It's not yours. You got to stop that. Because ladies, you're notorious for doing that. You're notorious for taking on crap that just ain't yours, okay? So here's what I want to know. Whose hurt are you carrying? Whose hurt are you carrying? And see, for some of you, it ain't even really about the guy you with, maybe. It could be about your ex. It could be about you still beating yourself up that the relationship didn't work out. Yeah. And I could have done better. And so many different things that, I didn't. But why are you owning that? He was a jerk. He was a hole. He was a jerk. And you still sitting up there talking about, I just wasn't, no, what? Why are you doing that to yourself? It's unnecessary. Okay. And a lot of y'all can't let it go. This guy, you ain't been with that guy in 2 years, and you still feeling it. Okay. Like it was yesterday. Making his hurt your pain. Still. Okay. One of the reasons maybe I ain't together is because he tried to punish you. All right. Tried to hurt you by breaking up with you. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Forget this. I'm done with this. I'm done with you. Leave me alone. Don't even call me no more. Why are you treating me like this? He's a jerk. He's a first class jerk. And you deserve more than that. Or, you may be in the relationship right now. You may be with a guy right now that's doing this, and you taking it on. I'm trying to tell you, it's not going to help anything. It's not going to change anything. Okay? Because until he gets the help he needs to heal, all right, he's going to keep on doing the same thing. But more importantly, ladies, let's take it off of him right now. Okay. Let's find out, why are you doing this? All right. Because if you're not doing it with him, guess what? You'll find somebody else. You will attract somebody else into your life that you'll do the same thing for. You'll keep attracting these hurt, wounded, broken dudes into your life, and you got to get in there and try to take on their crap. I'm trying to tell you. And see, why you doing that? Why you wasting time with those guys? The guys that don't have no issues, they don't have all that drama. They dealt with it, and it's, they passing you by. Because see, you occupied. It's almost like you working on something, over here, and somebody else is walking behind you, and they can't even, you don't see them, they don't see you, because you're distracted, okay, with a situation that you shouldn't even be a part of, all right? So if this is you, all right, get at me. Let's find out why. Let's get to the bottom of your situation so you don't miss out on any more opportunities, or you get out of a bad opportunity, okay, a situation that's holding you down, okay? Because you're worth so much more than that. I'm going to keep telling you, you're the diamond. You are this. You might not believe it. You might not feel it. All right. Some of y'all might not understand the revelation of what that means. I love the aha moments. I love the aha moments I have with my clients when they finally get it. They're like, oh my, and it's amazing every time when they realize who I was is not who I am. Who I was portraying myself to be, living way below my standards, accepting way beneath what I deserve, that's not who I am. And when they start living out of who they are, it's a whole new world that opens up. So anyway, if that's you, get at me for a free consult so we can talk about how my services can help you get where you want to be, because that's really what it's about. So anyway, I appreciate y'all as usual for letting me come out here and bore you with all this relationship stuff. There again, if you ain't got the book, Forbidden Secrets of the Goodie Box, get it. It'll help you. Go to my website, ChristopherReid.org. And all right, listen, I'm out of here until next time. So remember, don't let him make his hurt your pain. All right, peace.